right, Drew, good morning. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into estate planning.
My name is Drew Benham. I'm an attorney at Gill, Ragon, Owen. And when I graduated from law school, I knew that I wanted to work with individuals. I mean, corporate is also a lot of fun, but I knew that I wanted to be able to help people on an individual level. And so I got the opportunity to work in estate planning. Didn't know how I was going to feel about it, but ended up absolutely loving it because I can accomplish something with my clients and they feel good about it afterwards, and because I really like making something that is complicated and sometimes kind of scary into something that is more understandable and that people feel better about. It has become a really strong passion of mine.
Wonderful. Well, tell us then, why should everyone plan their estate no matter how old they are?
Honestly, the no matter their age or even the extent of assets, the number one thing is that we want to make this efficient, and we want to make sure that your family has a pretty straightforward way to wrap up your estate after you pass away. We all know that we're all going to pass away at some point, and the fact is that the more complicated it is, the more expensive it's going to be later, and the harder it's going to be on your family. You're going to, anytime that there's a death, you've got somebody who are already grieving, and then it turns into an expensive mess, and sometimes it can create fractures in family members' relationships, and it can just be a lot more complex than it has to be if you do planning beforehand.
Having it all in writing just makes things a little bit easier when that time comes.
It does. It does. Yes.
Well, tell us how real estate in particular is impacted through estate planning.
So, real estate in particular is usually the number one way that I see people fall into probate. And that's because they have not planned appropriately for that to be passed on after they pass away. And because of the value, it's just normally something that the state is going to require, it has to go through probate. And then on top of that, if you've got people who have like multiple homes or investment properties, again, it just gets really complicated because those are complex issues, and you've got, they're not something that you're going to be able to turn around really quickly. It's going to be something that's going to be drawn out, and you're going to have to get assistance from accountants and attorneys and other people who are involved in real estate, whether it's, you've got appraisals, you've got realtors. I mean, there's so many steps involved, and you can really minimize that a lot more if you plan appropriately.
That way, the real estate can change hands at the almost at the time of death if you've planned appropriately.
That's right. Our goal is that somebody else can basically step into your shoes whenever you pass away and do what needs to be done with a property, whether it's maintain it or collect rent or get it ready to sell, empty personal property, whatever those items are. We want to make sure that they're in a position that they can go ahead and get that started without going through long procedural issues that require court intervention.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time this morning, Drew. We appreciate you. And we want to let everybody know that you're here at Gill, Ragon, and Owen to help them with all their estate planning needs.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely.